Hi everyone, my name is Shekhar Rawan and I'm the founder of 4Cube, a mobile payments platform for the underserved market. I'm very excited to show you how we will disrupt the way financial services are being delivered to the underserved today. There are over 70 million working Americans that depend on alternative financial service providers such as check cashing, payday lending, and money transmitter shops for their basic banking needs. They pay over $100 billion annually in fees and interest alone. And 4Cube has developed a platform geared specifically to meet the needs of the underserved consumer and disrupt the expensive and inefficient agency model that dominates the market right now. We're raising $1.6 million to launch our services this year with early adopters and acquire about 5,000 customers. This will help us validate the customer acquisition and scaling models. We have assembled an amazing group of professionals to lead 4Cube to success. They come from some of the best payment, banking, and tech companies in the market. Imagine you didn't have a bank account. This is the problem facing the underserved. How would you pay your bills, shop online, send money, or borrow money if you didn't have a bank account? Services provided by alternative financial service providers such as check cashing agents are expensive, inconvenient, and inaccessible. Payday loans can cost the borrower over 700% in interest alone if the principal is not paid on time. Consumers regularly track and waste hours going between multiple locations to meet their basic needs. The underserved represent $1.3 trillion in annual economic activity, yet they can't shop online. The current model is broken and needs to change. The solution requires an ecosystem of services that meets the consumer needs. And 4Cube is integrating the disparate services commonly used by the underserved consumer onto one low-cost and convenient ecosystem that is both accessible to the consumers and meets their needs. Customers can open a prepaid account through mobile, web, or self-service kiosks. The prepaid account allows the consumer to cash checks, pay bills, transfer money, make purchases without the high fees associated with agents. We will cover the product demo in more detail in a separate video. However, it's important to note that the needs of the underserved are the same as the needs of any other consumer. They need ways to pay bills, make purchases, cash checks, send money at reasonable costs. There's a growing demand for financial inclusion in the market. Gates Foundation has made financial inclusion a key area of focus for the next 15 years. And ever since M-Pesa launched in 2007, there has been a steady increase in adoption and usage of mobile payments globally. Today, there are over 60 million active accounts around the world, processing some $5 billion in transactions per month. Mobile penetration is at an all-time high. With 4Cube, we're able to save the average American consumer $400 per year on their financial services, and we feel the time is right for change. The market is highly fragmented and fiercely competitive. Financial service providers are offering only one or two solutions, and they focus on bill payment, prepaid cards, or money transfer. Their margins are eroding as costs of the traditional brick-and-mortar stores are skyrocketing. Platform solutions are focused on white labeling their products to existing large institutions, while community banks don't have the $3 million it takes to open new branches in underserved communities. 4Cube's ability to reduce the cost of services dramatically through self-service channels and connecting consumers to a product ecosystem will enable it to become an integral part of the consumer's financial life. This model also allows us to be disruptive and create a sustained advantage for 4Cube as it grows and introduces new products. The current agency model depends on traditional brick-and-mortar stores. They pass their high costs directly to the consumers through high transaction fees and interest charges. There are numerous agents concentrated in the same communities, and competition is fierce among them, with declining quality of service and increasing costs. The underserved have little choice but to continue to use these agents. However, 4Cube will break this dependency by deploying branded self-service kiosks that will have an operating cost that is a fraction of running a physical store. The kiosks will close the gap between the need for physical access, such as when you're issuing a debit card, depositing cash, or cashing a check, and digital solutions such as bill payments and money transfer, which can be done online. The deep cost savings will be passed directly to consumers, and every transaction performed becomes an opportunity to acquire a new customer. And once the kiosk network is developed, 4Cube will be able to deliver any number of other transactions that need to interface the physical world with the digital one. To drive adoption, 4Cube links customer motivation with 4Cube's value proposition in the product ecosystem. Underserved consumers are motivated by the same needs as any other consumer, having services that are low cost, available on mobile, and accessible in their own community. The ecosystem provides customers a single gateway of products that meet all of their financial needs. And our incentive programs like cashback on a portion of the fees collected will help consumers keep using 4Cube services, while the rewards for referring friends and family will create a viral effect to push adoption. By creating a low-cost product ecosystem delivered across mobile, web, and self-service kiosks, 4Cube is able to create multiple revenue channels from each of the products being offered. We're able to generate revenue from every product we introduce to the ecosystem. We anticipate $100 revenue per customer per year from the existing products already developed, with increasing returns as new products are introduced. We plan to launch our services this year with early adopters in at least 2 markets to help us acquire about 5,000 customers. This will prove the customer acquisition model and cost, validate the usage and retention rates, and establish a repeatable process for us for future deployments. The funds raised will be used primarily to engage the team, cover our expenses, and launch our services to the market. To conclude, the problem we're trying to address affects 70 million working Americans that are already paying over $100 billion in service fees. The current solutions do not work. They're fragmented, expensive, and are declining in quality while the costs are rising. And there's a strong desire for a holistic solution at reasonable rates. 4Cube is poised to disrupt this agent market by leveraging its self-service kiosks to deliver an ecosystem of products that meets consumer needs. We're raising $1.6 million to launch our services this year with early adopters. Thank you.